JK Smart Tyre, buddy.
JK Smart Tyre, the tyre with a brain. The future of driving is here. JK Smart Tyre.
I am the blue of the limitless sky. I am the inspiration that lets success soar high. I will perform, I will outrank, I will achieve, I will fly high. I am the I in SBI. I am the I in SBI.
I'm backed by the nation's trusted bank.
I am the I in SBI.
SBI, the banker to every Indian.
It's time to change your brand. Grayon, beauty, cosmetic, personal care products.
The Lux Life. The lip on the glass. The journeys you make. The roads you take. Beyond the rest. Above the best. Float above. Levitas Ultra from JK Tyre, made for dream machines.
Hello, namaskar, kushamdeed and sat sri akal. Buckle up, for we are in it for the long haul. Enthralled by the enthusiasm, engulfed in the excitement, and enriched by the experience. Warmest of welcomes to another fresh, fervid, and fantastic regional final of the JK Tyre Ranger Series presents the Hindu Business Line Cerebration Corporate Quiz 2023 in association with BSE. It is one of India's premier corporate quiz championships in its captivatingly consistent 20th edition. And I am your quizmaster, Ajay Punya, ravished with delight in bringing this quiz to you virtually. The quiz has seen a fair bit of action already, including a 2-week-long preliminary round, where over 6,000 corporate executives, business professionals, B-school students, and MBA aspirants gave their all to reach the level of competition we are at today. And today, we are with the participants in the 4th of our 6 regional finals. These are representatives of the city of Delhi. With 3 regional finals done and dusted, the participants today have seen 3 different journeys of the 3 previous qualifiers. Doesn't matter whose footsteps you follow or if you decide to carve a path of your own, as long as you win. For it's only a win that gets you a seat at the national final stage at the BSE in Mumbai. And once there, you will be asked to undertake the season's biggest test against the season's best for the most coveted intellectual title and win a mouth-watering prize money worth rupees 1.5 lakhs. There's first prize of rupees 75,000, second prize of rupees 50,000, and third of rupees 25,000. Such big prizes demand to filter out any unwanted noise, manage any undesirable pressure, and scale every uncharted peak. And so, our 6 potential summiteers are set on a medal century Saturday for Indian contingent at the Asian Games to seek inspiration from. As we've seen in the previous regional finals, fresh faces have brought fresh challenges. So on the first starting block at Delhi, we have a fresh challenger in the form of Bhavya Bansal from University of Delhi. Following him is another fresh challenger from University of Delhi's Faculty of Management Studies, is Shashank Tyagi. And now for some corporate participants. At number 3 is Abhishek Kumar from Coca-Cola. Seated number 4, he was here in 2021, winning convincingly, and then he was here in 2022 again, toiling fruitlessly. Let's see what he's brought for us in 2023. This is Ayush Avasti from EY. Next up, improving incrementally each year, second at Delhi in 2021, winner at Delhi, and then second at the national final in 2022, with one more incremental improvement in sight. This is Rohan Khanna from Barclays. And finally, the 6th name on the list is Bebaswata Jena from Avery Dennison. So this is the group that will step into the ring and fight the good fight to take a big stride forward to join the pantheon of greats at Cerebration. Amidst us right now, enriching us with his thoughts at the celebration of Cerebration is its cornerstone, Mr. Raghuveer Srinivasan, editor, BusinessLine. Sir, please.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 20th edition of the Hindu BusinessLine Cerebration Corporate Quiz. This is a prestigious corporate quiz championship which attracts executives from companies, business professionals, MBA aspirants, and students from India's leading B schools. This is the 20th edition of the quiz, and it has established a name for itself in the Indian quiz calendar, attracting quiz buffs of the highest caliber. Just to give you a quick brief on how this works. Participants will be asked to answer 20 questions to qualify for the regional round, and the top 6 contestants from each city will compete in the virtual regional finals. The final, of course, will be an in-person event. It will be in Mumbai, and it's going to be on the 29th of October. And the regional final winners from 6 cities will fight it out for the coveted title of Cerebration Quiz winner. The winners will all take home prize money of 1.5 lakhs. The first prize is 75,000, second prize of 50,000, and the third prize is 25,000. The Cerebration Corporate Quiz this year is sponsored by Tyre Ranger Series in association with the Bombay Stock Exchange, and associate partners are State Bank of India, Crayon Cosmetics, and Parker Pens. Our partner for television is News6. So without much ado, let me call opening for this year's Cerebration Quiz. Wish you all the best as you compete for one of the most prestigious titles in the Indian quizzing calendar, and may the best person win. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And now I request MD BSc Shri Sundaraman Ramamurthy to address the gathering.
BSc is happy to note that Hindu BusinessLine is conducting the 20th edition of BusinessLine Cerebration Quiz 2023, which draws talented business professionals, corporate executives, MBA aspirants, and B school students. We are glad to be associated with this. In our continuous efforts to promote awareness of financial markets and corporate India, we are proud to host the grand finale at BSE. I wish all the best to the regional winners from 6 cities of Mumbai, New Delhi, Hyderabad, Kochi, Chennai and Bengaluru. May the best flourish.
Thank you, sir. And finally, but crucially, a humble recognition of the courtesy of our partners who made the Hindu Business Line Celebration 2023 possible. Presenting partner JK Tyre. It's brought to you in association with BSE, associate partners SBI, Grey On, and Parker Pen by Luxor Group, and TV partner News X. Thank you, dear partners. So, participants, all the accolades of the past may have been needed, but the accolades offered today may be needed far, far more. It won't be easy, but you can make your presence felt in the national final if you make yourself heard more often than others today. I will give you 4 overs to do that, each with their unique flavor, seeking unmatched finesse. For now, we'll take a deep breath and bring in the action with the first over. It's called Power Play. There are going to be 6 questions on the buzzer. Each will have 3 clues. Feel free to hit the buzzer whenever you feel confident with your answer. There's going to be 10 seconds after the 3rd clue, but after the 1st and the 2nd clue, I'll move on, deciding by myself if I feel that nobody is really keen on hitting the buzzer and giving an answer. Remember, there's only 1 buzzer per participant per question, not across clues, but per question. So which means if you've tried on the 1st clue, you can't try again on the 2nd or the 3rd clue. So decide where you'd like to go for the question. There's a negative, of course, on the buzzer. All questions are going to be. So if you're answering on the 1st clue, 15 points, 2nd clue, 12, 3rd clue, 8. But there's a flat -5 for a wrong answer on the buzzer. So we're all set. Good luck. We will pick action with our first of 6 questions in Power Play. I will tell you what is the kind of answer I'm looking for, and then I'll start giving you clues. All right, so here's first one. I'm looking for an inexhaustive nomenclature inspiration. So it's not an exhaustive list, it's an inexhaustive list, but it should be good enough for you to give me the right answer for a nomenclature inspiration. Here's the first clue. I'm looking for the inspiration for their name. 4 visuals, no one's trying. So we'll move on to more visuals in clue number 2. As an answer, you have to give me what is the inspiration for their names. You don't really have to identify them individually as the answer, which you can do that after you've given me the answer. No one's trying still. So I'll move on to clue number 3 for 8 points. An inexhaustive list. I'm looking for the common inspiration for all of these visuals. We have Rohan, who's on the buzzer. Yes, Rohan.
I'd say all of these names were derived from Esperanto.
Okay, and you want to identify them, the ones that haven't been identified?
I mean, I'm not sure, but Mirinda, obviously. I think that's one of the bike sharing, I think Rapido or something on the top right in yellow. I can't recollect this Suzuki car, but overall I'll say is Esperanto is the source of the names of these.
All right, since there's nobody else after the buzzer, I'll have to close this. These were some of the brands which weren't named. So that was Baleno, Monero, the cryptocurrency, Avilo, the airlines, Noda, Stello, Movado, the watch brand. The answer, common connection, exactly as Rohan said, all brand names derived from the artificial or artificially constructed language Esperanto. For the uninitiated, Esperanto actually happens to be created sometime in the 19th century with the intention to facilitate conversations between people of different mother tongues, right? So it draws inspiration from various European languages, that is Esperanto, and all of these brand names are derived from Esperanto. That's very well done, Rohan. Getting it right on the 3rd clue means you open the account on behalf of everybody else in the Delhi regional final with 8 points. So 8 points there to Rohan. That's very good. Let's move on to question number 2. This is an exhaustive list of 8. I will be breaking it down into 3, 3, and 2, something like that. And you just have to tell me what is this exhaustive list of. It has only 8 elements, which is why exhaustive. Okay, here's first 3. And most of them are essentially laterally connected. May not be directly connected, but some of them are lateral connections, some of them fit in directly. So here's the first set. Exhaustive list of 8. No one's trying. So we'll move on to clue number 2 for 12 points. I've removed the faces of the 2 individuals in the bottom left because I didn't want you to think about who those individuals are. The names of those individuals don't go into the connect. So I just removed their, sort of sketched their faces, because their names weren't important. Okay. Let's move on to the final bit. That will complete the list of 8. On the buzzer is Shashank. Yes, Shashank.
Are these the Ivy League colleges?
Okay, you want to describe how? There's nobody else after you.
Columbia is one that I'm going for, and Boston, basically Harvard would be the, and something like that. Philadelphia, yeah.
Sorry, what was the third thing that you said?
Quaker, so Philadelphia or something like that, and Princeton or something like that. New Jersey, rather. Sorry, my bad.
Okay. Yeah. Essentially, you're wrong on 2 of those. Columbia, of course, you've identified correctly. That's Columbia Pictures. And you seemingly have extrapolated from just Columbia and tried to retrofit it everywhere else. There's nobody else on the buzzer, but I'll explain. William Penn, who established the state of Pennsylvania, was the inspiration for the Quaker Oats logo. Dartmouth ship, of which the T in Boston Tea Party was dumped. Yale, the mythical beast. Chris Cornell of Audio Slave. Princeton or Harvard hairstyle. Those were, I think, Matt Damon and one other actor, and I didn't want you to think about the actors. And then there were the shades of brown. Then we had John Howard, and Columbia Pictures is what the only thing that you kind of identified. All of them, the Ivy League colleges. That is absolutely brilliant there, Shashank. Very well done. Getting it right on the third clue means you get 8 points. And this question is powered by our partner, Parker Pen by Luxor. Very good. Well done, Shashank. So these are the 8 Ivy League colleges: Penn, Columbia, Harvard, Dartmouth, Yale, Cornell, Brown, and Princeton. So 2 of you scored 8 points already. We'll move on to question number 3. It's a 2-word connect, basically XY. So tell me what the 2 words are. Originally developed to imitate platinum, as per the US Geological Survey, XY is an alloy containing 75% Y and 25% nickel and zinc. No one's trying. We'll move on to clue number 2. This 2005 report and documentary about the cotton industry by the UK-based Environment Justice Foundation. On the buzzer is Shashank for plus 12.
Is this white gold?
Is this white gold? Okay, I'll complete and move on to the third clue. In February 2023, the Geological Survey of India announced 5.9 million tons of untouched lithium discovery in Jammu and Kashmir. It was followed by similar exploration in 9 other states, leading many publications to call it the XY rush. Shashank, do you want to still stick by your answer?
I will.
Why?
Because I think it was called the white gold rush, and basically gold rush, and because lithium is white, so it became white gold rush, and cotton is white again, so white gold, and 75% gold and 25% nickel and zinc would produce white gold.
Is perfect. That is indeed correct. This is indeed white gold. That's very well done, Shashank. Gets you a plus 12 to top the 8 points that you got on the previous question. So 12 points this time. That's very well done. So white gold is a term that's referred to lithium. We're in EV conversations these days in the batteries. And of course, white gold is also a term that is used for cotton. That's very good. 12 points to Shashank. We'll move on to the next question. Here's number 4. This is an exhaustive list of 9, and I will show it to you in reverse order. Okay, this is a reverse order. in an exhaustive list of 9. I'll reveal them 333, something like that. Here's my first of those 9, first few of those 9. Flags 261, symbols 298, objects 224. It's an answer that should be staring in your face. If not now, then perhaps now. Travel and places 131, activity 105, food and drink 128, animals and nature 211. On the buzzer is Shashank for 12 points.
Is this emojis? So basically, there are 261 flags emojis, 298 symbol emojis, and so on.
Okay. I'll pass the question to next on the buzzer, that is Bebaswata.
And specify that these are WhatsApp emojis actually.
Is correct. Smileys and people 453. Recents is depending on what is the level of interaction you've had, not just emojis, and which is why I specified the numbers, because these are the only number of emojis that exist in WhatsApp in the reverse order, not the overall list of emojis that is released by Unicode consortium is way more, and it's not whatever is the addition of all these numbers, right? So which is why, Shashank, I can't give it to you for emojis. I will have to give you a -5. I needed you to say WhatsApp emojis, right? So this is the reverse order of their listing. That's well done, Bebaswata. That's 12 points to you, but a -5 to Shashank. Question number 5 now. I'm looking for a 3-word term. There are many, many clues that I will be giving you of different kinds. Hopefully, you'll be able to come up with the answer. Here's the first clue. I'm looking for a 3-word term. Perhaps identifying the films should help, but just identifying the films is not good enough. There has to be some commonality. Let's move on to clue number 2. Still no one trying. So we'll move on to clue number 3. The origin of the term is associated with anti-capitalist movements in the 18th century, when the then president of French Revolution said, when the people shall have nothing more to X, they will X, Y, Z. On the buzzer is Bhavya.
Eat the rich.
What does that mean?
They will try to rob the rich. Netflix series, the GameStop saga, I identified from that.
Oh, you identified from the film GameStop saga. All right. The answer that I was looking for was essentially these films were Knives Out, Snowpiercer, Joker, and Parasite. Eat the Rich. These are all from the genre Eat the Rich. It was originally a quote that was given from the quote given by the president of French Revolution, Jean-Jacques Rousseau. These are all films, like I said, from the genre Eat the Rich. And that was Peter O'Rourke wrote the book, a satirical book, a treatise on economics, Eat the Rich. And, GameStop saga that's on Netflix that also uses, whose title is called Eat the Rich. That's very well done, Bhavya. Getting it right on the third clue means you get 8 points. So 8 points there to Bhavya. Fairly evenly spread out around, lots of you scoring points. One more question still to go. Here's question number 6 with 8 points to Bhavya on that one. Inaugural winner list of which award? So this is the exhaustive list of all the winners in which award? I'll display them a little by little. So I'll show you 4 or 5 of them right now. That's the first clue. Entropy 8, Salon, You Don't Know Jack, Family Planet. This is a few from the exhaustive list of inaugural winners of which award? No one's trying. Let's move on to clue number 2. Reuters Health Information, Edmunds Automobile Guide, Travel Mag, The Gist. Still no one trying. Final clue. The Netizen, IMDb, Sonic Net, the Exploratorium, ESPN Net, Sports Zone, and Gallery of the Absurd. That's the complete list. The awards were given in 14 categories, and I've shown you the winners: art and design, books and magazines, games, home, living, health, money, movies and films, music, politics plus law, science, sports, TV, travel, and weird. On the buzzer is Shashank.
Sorry, bad guess. I'll say the Parker literary awards, the Parker literary awards.
All right, trying to score some points with the sponsors. Unfortunately, Shashank, that is incorrect. That's a -5. Nobody else on the buzzer, but does just somebody want to take a guess, not for points? Non-comp, nobody wants to try the inaugural winner list of which award? You don't have to hit the buzzer, just unmute and answer. Right now, it's not for points.
Website award or something?
Okay, close enough, but this is the Webby Award. This is the Webby Awards from the 90s. These were all the winners. There were certain names like which could indicate what domain it could be, like internet kind of names. IMDb, most famous. ESPN was written as ESPN Net Sports Zone, which I think was their sports blog, and all the others. So that's what it was. -5 there, just to Shashank on that last question. And that is the end of rewarding for a lot of you first over. Some participants have certainly not just eaten, but feasted on the riches of their scores. We will tread ahead with a partner by our side, a partner whose association has made Cerebration possible in all its grandeur. Our presenting partner, JK Tyre. In the next over, you might want to seek a partner for yourself, for it is called partnership. There are going to be 6 questions in all, each one of them powered by our presenting partner, JK Tyre. And you'll get 1 question each. So you get a direct question. You don't have to buzz for at least one of the 6 questions, which is your direct. Once, when you get a direct question, you can give an answer by yourself. You get 10 points. But if there's somebody else who'd like to partner with you and still you decide to answer by yourself, you will get 10 points if you're correct, but a -5 if you're wrong, because there was a help available and you decided against partnering with them. So if you do decide to take help of the partner, I will take the question to them and they will give an answer. I won't declare whether that's correct or not. I will take the question back to you. You have to tell me whether you'd like to accept or reject the answer. If you accept and the answer was correct, both of you get points. They'll get 10 points because they did most of the work, and you get 5 points because you accepted the right answer. But if you rejected and the answer was correct, you get a -5 because an answer was served to you on a platter and you decided against it, but they'll get a 10 because they answered it correctly. But if they gave a wrong answer and you accepted, both of you will get a -5. Question goes to somebody else on the buzzer. I'll allow for 2 other buzzers apart from the partner, apart from essentially 3 buzzers. First is the partner, 2 is the ones after him. And if you reject the answer and the answer was incorrect, the partner will get a negative. You don't get any negatives. The question goes to somebody else amongst the remaining on the buzzer. All right, I hope that's clear. We'll start with Bhavya. Bhavya, please unmute yourself and you can keep your buzzers aside as well, because this is going to be your direct. All right, Bhavya, if you're ready.
Yeah.
Here's my question for you. Others, you're on the buzzer if you'd like to help out. Remember, you have 15 seconds within which you must signal an intent by hitting the buzzer that you'd like to help out. Okay, here's my question for you, Bhavya. Many people love gasoline smell, including, by their own admission, Lizzo and Kim Kardashian. X is responsible for gasoline's addictive smell. X is so pungent that the human nose can detect it even if there is just 1 part per million. Till a century ago, X was added to aftershaves and coffee to give them a sweet aroma, but that stopped because X happens to be a carcinogen. My question is, what is X that I'm speaking of? Bhavya, you have help coming from Shashank.
Yeah, I accept. I am accepting.
Okay, you would like to take help? Accept or reject afterwards, but first take help. All right, Shashank, what is your answer?
I think this is lead.
Okay. He says lead. Bhavya, accept or reject?
Accept.
Accept. he led you on to believe lead is the answer, but unfortunately, that is not the answer, and there's nobody else after you on the buzzer. So I will have to close this. It's a -5 Shashank and a -5 Bhavya for accepting a wrong answer. Does anybody want to take a guess? Not for points.
Arsenic.
Not arsenic. What's there in gasoline? One, even with 1 part per million, our nose can smell it. No, nobody would like to try. This is benzene. So this is benzene is what I was looking for. -5 to Shashank, -5 to Bhavya. This question was powered by our presenting partner, JK Tyre. In fact, even for old books, it's the sweet odor of old books. The paper sort of reacts with the air, and it's the odor of ethyl benzene or toluene. So benzene is the one that we really get addicted to its smell. Anyway, so -5 to a couple of you, Bhavya and Shashank. Shashank, you can get a few points back. You collected a few negatives on the trot. Here's your question now, Shashank. Others on the buzzer. This book, How to Keep Your Volkswagen Alive, a manual of step-by-step procedures for the complete idiot, is written by a structural engineer turned mechanic. It ends with the most important suggestion: keep X at bay. Much earlier, there was a popular saying about the Ford Model T: on a quiet night, you can hear a Ford X. What 4-letter oxidation process is X? You have help coming from Bebaswata, Shashank.
I don't want the help.
Okay, you can give an answer for +10 -5.
Rust.
Is correct. That is indeed the answer. It is rust. That's well done, Shashank. So on a quiet night, you can hear a Ford rust, went the popular saying. He got a few negatives in the previous few questions, Shashank. This time he gets a full 10-pointer. That's very well done. And this question was also brought to you by our presenting partner, JK Tyre. It's very good. Shashank gets a +10. As we move on to the next one, that's going to be Abhishek. Abhishek, are you ready? Please unmute. Okay, here's your question, Abhishek. In the 1920s, Captain Lowell Smith on the left piloted a de Havilland DH-4B for 37 hours, breaking 16 world records for flight distance, speed, and duration. During the flight, he became the first person to perform an act of daredevilry along with Lieutenant John Richter on the right in another de Havilland. What did they do which enabled them to break these records? You have help coming from Bebaswata. You want help, Abhishek?
Yeah, I'll need help.
Okay, Bebaswata, what is your answer?
I'll say mid-air fueling. Mid-air fueling is what they do.
Okay, so he says, he says mid-air refueling. Abhishek, would you like to accept or would you reject?
I'll reject.
You will reject? I'm afraid, Abhishek, that was the correct answer. You shouldn't have rejected it in the first place, which means, Abhishek, you get a -5. But Bebaswata, well done on doing your part. It was indeed in-flight or mid-air refueling. That is correct. So that's 10 points to Bebaswata. But Abhishek, unfortunately, you rejected a right answer, which Bebaswata offered. So you get a -5 for that. So -5 Abhishek, +10 Bebaswata. It is indeed in-flight refueling. And this question was also powered by our presenting partner, JK Tyre. And we move on now to Ayush, who's been quite silent till now. Okay, Ayush, here's your question. Others on the buzzer. A faculty of managerial economics and a project director of the Harvard Business School team at IIM Ahmedabad wrote the first case study there. Which 1953 established company acquired last year by the organization that originally founded it did not have full controls of the fares it charged? Which 1953 established company? You have help coming from Shashank.
I'll take the help.
You'll take the help, Shashank. What is your answer?
I think this is Air India.
He says Air India. Ayush, accept, reject.
I'll accept.
You will accept. Why, Ayush?
I think this is the Air India acquired by Tata's.
Air India acquired by Tata's last year. That is correct. That's the answer. That's well done, Shashank. That's 10 points to you, and well done, Ayush. That helps you get on the scoreboard as well with a 5-pointer. Well done on accepting that. This question was powered by presenting partner JK Tyre. And does Ayush have a message for Shashank?
Thanks, Shashank.
All right, that's very good. So 10 points Shashank, 5 points Ayush. That's the partnership that this round was designed to witness. It was incidentally Dr. Warren Haynes, who was the professor there, who was sort of visiting from Harvard Business School, who educated readers about IATA's history and presented how Air India did not quite have full control of its own tariffs and conform with IATA regulations instead. So that's 10 points Shashank, 5 points Ayush, and the next question will now go to Rohan. Rohan, if you're ready.
Yep.
Here's your question. Others on the buzzer. In the current list of the largest in the world, in order, Wonder, Symphony, Harmony, Allure, and Oasis. All of these have the same owner. The owner is who you see in the visual, who intends to top Wonder with Icon earlier next year in January 2024. What am I speaking of? Essentially, what are Icon, Wonder, Symphonies, Harmony, Allure, and Oasis? Rohan, you have help coming from Shashank.
Give my own answer.
For plus 10, minus 5, Rohan, your answer is?
Yeah, these are cruise ships by Royal Caribbean Cruise, which is the largest cruise operator in the world. These are all the ships that they run.
So these are all cruise ships, and you identified the owner as Royal Caribbean. That is perfect. That is indeed correct. So this is Icon of the Seas that is soon coming up, that you see in the visual by Royal Caribbean Cruises. There's Wonder of the Seas, Symphony of the Seas, Harmony of the Seas, Allure of the Seas, and Oasis of the Seas. All of them already exist. All of them by Royal Caribbean, as identified by Rohan. That's 10 points to you. And this question was also presented by our partner, JK Tyre. All right. Now for the final question of this round is going to be for Bebaswata. Bebaswata, if you're ready.
Yeah.
Okay. Here is your question. So I'm looking for 2 answers. So before I actually display the question, I'll let you know. When you see the question, you know that, if you know one, you will most likely know the other. So if you don't want to give the answer by yourself, even if you're taking help, you're essentially accepting or rejecting on the basis of both answers. So if you feel one of them is correct and one of them is wrong that the partner has given, my suggestion would be to reject it, because I'm concerned with both answers. So only if both answers are correct should you accept it. Only if both answers are wrong should you reject it. Okay?
Understood. Yeah.
All right. So give me both answers. When you see the question, you'll know why both sort of go hand in hand. All right. Here's your question. In July, the government said a total of 7 airlines were closed down in the last 5 years. 2 of them, Heritage Aviation and Turbo Mega, shut down last year. In 2020, 3 carriers, Zexus, Deccan Charters, and Air Odisha shut down. And in 2019, which 2 airlines, one the subsidiary of the other, ceased operations? So the 2 answers, one is the subsidiary of the other. Shut down in 2019. 3 seconds. Bebaswata, I need an answer. There's nobody willing to help you. 10 points if you're correct.
I'll say Air Deccan and Air Deccan and Air
Deccan and
Air Deccan and Air. I'll say Air Andhra.
Air Deccan and Air Andhra. All right, that's incorrect. On the buzzer are Bhavya and Shashank, but it's too late. The time had already crossed, so you can just unmute and give an answer. Try your luck. No points.
Jet Airways and Jet Light.
Well, of course, had to be Jet Airways and Jet Light, which is now back in talks to get in the sky and take us all over wherever we'd like to go. So this was Jet Airways and Jet Light. I thought this was one of the easier ones from the set, and surprisingly, nobody got it, at least not within time. So this question, of course, was also powered by our presenting partner, JK Tyre, and that brings us to the end of fabulously contested first half of this quiz. So that was the kind of partnerships that this over powered by our presenting partner, JK Tyre, was interested in seeking. It worked in perhaps only one time, not quite in the others. So much has happened and so much to look forward to. But the first half of this quiz has certainly been an emphatic demonstration of what Delhi can offer and will continue to offer on the other side of this break. Stay with us.
It's time to break free. Break away from the routine. To the greens. And get lost in the world within. To steer through. To stop. Start again. Go forth. Shed your inhibitions and just let it all go. With JK Tyre's Ranger 80, made of tough, made for adventure. For the ones who are wild at heart. JK Tyre, total control.
I am the blue of the limitless sky. I am the inspiration that lets success soar high. I will perform, I will outrank, I will achieve, I will fly high. I am the I in SBI. I am the I in SBI.
I'm backed by the nation's trusted bank.
I am the I in SBI.
SBI, the banker to every Indian.
It's time to change your brand. Grayon, beauty, cosmetic, personal care products.
Welcome back. The urge to succeed in takes 1-2 pages of the medieval era in history books. But that insatiable appetite is as relevant today as any Delhi has ever seen. Contestants united by the desire to succeed, but on the scoreboard, united by their divergent attendance, blooming briefly and then fading away, but it's still early to call their future. It's Abhishek who's on -5, Bhavya who's on 3, and Ayush who's on 5 are currently shying away from the spotlight. And right now, the spotlight has found its way to find Bebaswata, who's on 17, Rohan, who's on 18, and Shashank, who is on 25. Is that how the game will sustain, or will others follow the light? We'll find out in 3 short matches that require thoughtful strategy as much as careful responses. It's time now to pair you up, for it is the 3rd over. And it's called Howzat. I will be displaying 9 bowling options or topics for you to pick 6 questions or balls from. You will be divided in 3 pairs as per your scores. I will tell you what that pairing would look like. 15 seconds is what you will have. Once when the bowler picks a question for the batter has to try to hit it out of the park or give the answer. If you do that, you get 10 points. But if you can't, the question goes back to the bowler. And if the bowler answers, the bowler gets 5, the batter gets -5. But if neither the bowler answers nor the batter answers, the question goes to any of the other remaining 4 participants or spectators, in this case, on the buzzer for +5 and -5. If they get it right, they get a +5, and the batter and bowler before them, both of them will get a -5. But if the spectator gets it wrong, they just get a -5, and the batter and bowler do not lose any points. So once when I get a right answer, everybody preceding gets negatives. All right. So I'll tell you what the pairings are. The first pair is going to be Shashank and Rohan. So Rohan, you'll pick the first ball for Shashank, and then we'll flip it. Then the second pair will be Bebaswata and Ayush, and then the final pair will be Bhavya and Abhishek. So these are your bowling options to be decided by Rohan for Shashank. Please unmute both of you, and you can keep your buzzers aside for the following two questions. Others on the buzzer. Bhavya, Ayush, Bebaswata, and Abhishek on the buzzer. Rohan, are you ready to decide?
I'd say 2023 rebranding.
Okay, so an organization that's done some rebranding in 2023. Shashank, are you ready?
Sure.
All right, here's your question. Except Rohan, everybody else on the buzzer, 2023 rebranding. When the company last rebranded itself in 2008, their agency created a brand manual that said the logo was derived from, the kind of visuals that you see here, some geographical explanation. Which company that also had a rebrand in March this year? Five seconds, Shashank. Give your best guess.
Yeah. I'll say, for lack of better guess, Tesla.
Tesla. All right, that's incorrect. Question goes to Rohan.
Is this Airbnb?
Is incorrect. Question goes on the buzzer to Ayush, the only one on the buzzer. Yes, Ayush.
Is it Pepsi?
Is it Pepsi? It is Pepsi. That is correct. That's the answer that I was looking for. Absolutely. So it was kind of mocked, when they gave all of these geographical magnetic fields kind of explanation for Pepsi's circular logo. But this is actually the visuals that you see here are essentially from the docket of the rebranding that Pepsi did. That is absolutely correct. That's well done. Ayush gets you 5 points. And what you would also greatly benefit from is the negatives that both Shashank and Rohan will collect. So -5 Shashank, -5 Rohan, but a +5 to Ayush. And now, Shashank, you get to pick a topic for Rohan. Rohan, please unmute.
I'll say World Bank study.
World Bank study. All right. Rohan, here's a question for you. Others on the buzzer. The World Bank Group's Identification for Development, ID4D, initiative published a paper in 2018, PBD, Current Practices in Estonia, India, and Austria. PBD was coined by Dr. Anne Cavoukian of Ryerson University in Canada, whose principles she defined with 11 practices. Purpose specification, collection limitation, data minimization, disclosure limitation, security, accountability, openness, consent, accuracy, access, and compliance. My question is, what is PBD? Just expand it. Took examples from India as well. Current practices in Estonia, India, and Austria. 2 seconds, Rohan.
Say this is
I need an answer, Rohan.
Yeah, I mean, something by design. This is currency security by design.
Okay. Currency security by design obviously doesn't fit PBD. Goes to Shashank.
I'll say privacy by design.
That is correct. It is privacy by design. Perhaps Rohan helped him with half the answer, but I needed a full answer.
Actually, he did. Thank you, Rohan.
You knew it? Is that what you said?
No, I did not know it. I was thinking something else altogether. He said by design, and I got it from there. Thanks for
And
that.
you took it from there. Well, all right. Whatever works. Great. So that's well done, Shashank. 5 points to you. And Rohan, that's -5, unfortunately. It is privacy by design. And this question is powered by our partner, SBI. And that brings us to the end of the first match between Shashank and Rohan. So we'll play the second match now. That will be between Bebaswata and Ayush. So Ayush, please pick a topic for Bebaswata.
World's largest pen.
World's largest pen. Bebaswata, here's your question. As of 2023, this is the list of the top 10 largest in $1 billion. What in the world? Top 10 largest what in the world?
Corporate entities.
Corporate entities.
As in either corporate entities or as in
Don't say all. Corporate entities. Okay, that is incorrect. Question goes to Ayush. Ayush, I need an answer.
I'll say brand value or the goodwill.
Brand value. That is incorrect. Question goes to Shashank on the buzzer. So, +5.
Basically, biggest non-stock exchange fund. So basically non-stock exchange entities. Like,
all right, that's a -5 to Shashank. Question goes to the final one. That's Rohan.
Largest IPOs.
That is correct. These are the largest IPOs. Perhaps all of you got sidetracked by just seeing Saudi Aramco on screen. Saudi Aramco, being the biggest in market cap, also had the biggest IPO as well, amounting to $25 billion. Perhaps if you would have looked at second and third and the others on the list, you would have felt that, okay, this doesn't seem like the largest market cap. So that's well done. Rohan gets you a +5. -5 to Shashank, -5 to Ayush, -5 to Bebaswata. So with Rohan benefiting, 3 of you losing, that's a significant benefit there for him. So +5 Rohan, -5 Shashank, Ayush, and Bebaswata. Right. This question was powered by our partner, BSE, and fairly interesting how it turned out with all those positives and negatives. Now to Bebaswata for a question to Ayush.
I would say climate change by crop.
So some crop around climate change and all that. So that's what this will be about. So Ayush, here's your question. A solution offered for the survival of an industry seriously threatened by climate change is to broaden the global portfolio of the source, thus declining the reliance on only 2 varieties. They've introduced a couple of new species. One is Liberica, that was popular in the 19th century but was dismissed for its unpleasant flavor, and Excelsa, that was first discovered in 1903 in Central Africa, but was reclassified as the Wavray variety of the Liberica. What industry am I speaking of, Ayush?
I'll say coffee industry.
Say coffee. The answer that I will say is also coffee. That is correct. So primarily coffee has Arabica and Robusta, but there's always this search for what else, because both Arabica and Robusta are suffering under climate change and all the conditions that are impacted as a result. That's well done, Ayush, as the batter. You get it right, which means you hit it out of the park for a full 10 points. That's very good. Right. Final match is going to be between Bhavya and Abhishek. Abhishek, I'll have to request you to please pick a topic for Bhavya. And I'll request both of you to unmute yourselves and keep your buzzers aside.
Yeah, so I'll go with modern fund management.
Modern fund management. It's actually a question that I had in the very first regional round that we did. Nobody's taken it. Finally, Delhi's taken it. And it was, okay, fine, I won't say anything, but I'll say afterwards. But anyway, it was a question that's been bouncing off one regional round to the other, and finally Delhi decides to take it. All right, so modern fund management for Bhavya. Following the killing made by quant trading fund firms, there are now more than a dozen ETFs managed by X. However, year to date, almost all X managed ETFs have underperformed the broader market. Ironically, analysts argue that is because X hasn't bet big on companies betting big on X. Give X. Bhavya.
No idea.
Don't want to take a guess either, so I'll go to Abhishek.
Is it SoftBank?
Is it SoftBank? I'm afraid that's not correct. I'll take the question to Shashank on the buzzer.
This is artificial intelligence. Essentially, artificial intelligence is not betting big on big companies who are betting big on artificial intelligence.
is perfect. That is indeed correct. So this is artificial intelligence, and you just have to make sense of that statement. All artificial intelligence AI managed exchange trading funds have underperformed the broader market. Ironically, analysts argue that is because the AI hasn't bet big on companies betting big on AI, right? So that is what I was looking for. And what I wanted to say earlier, and I think now I can say, is one of the better questions that I had created, but perhaps the clue was such that nobody sought any interest in it. But anyway, that's well done, Shashank. That gets you 5 points. Now, -5 to Bhavya and a -5 to Abhishek. This question is also powered by our partner, BSE. All right, final question. Bhavya, pick one for Abhishek.
Luxury watch database.
Luxury watch database. Here's your question.
Unmute. Can you?
Sorry, you wanted to say something?
My buzzer was not reset, so that's.
Okay, so now we'll move on to Abhishek's question, brought to you by Bhavya. Luxury watch database. Since 2016, London-based The Watch Register maintains the world's largest database of such watches. For the last 2 years, Rolex has been topping their chart of most blank luxury watches, with a 60% increase last year over 2021. What list or database does TWR maintain? Taking a good look at the visual may also help. Or making sense of the visual or their logo may help. Abhishek, 5 seconds.
Yeah, so
I'll have to pass.
I'll attempt. Yeah, so this analog watches.
Analog watches, that is incorrect. Question goes to Bhavya.
No idea.
No guesses. So I'll take the question to first on the buzzer, that is Rohan.
These are the most counterfeited watches. So most copied or mimicked or counterfeited.
Most counterfeited or most copied watches, that is incorrect. Question goes to Shashank.
Are these the Braille watches?
Not Braille. That's not the part that I wanted you to think about when I said look at the logo. So it's not Braille either. It's a -5 Shashank, -5 Rohan, and nothing to Abhishek and Bhavya because both the spectators missed out on answering it. So you don't get any negatives. So you can keep your scores, but a -5 to Rohan and Shashank. Does anybody want to take another guess? Not for points.
Most stolen?
Is correct. These are the most stolen watches. So you see the middle block that's missing in the visual, right? So, so the most stolen watches, Rolex happens to be, as per their database, a brand with the most stolen watches. That is what I was looking for. That's the database that they maintain. And that's the end of this round. With that, the 3 matches of this over are done. Taking the quiz by the scruff of the neck with their fine answers and some not so fine answers. The Delhi final has its participants hot on each other's heels. You'll see that on the scoreboard, but that's after the break. Stay tuned.
They've come from the future to change the way we drive.
JK Smart Tyre, buddy.
JK Smart Tyre, the tyre with a brain. The future of driving is here. JK Smart Tyre.
I am the blue of the limitless sky. I am the inspiration that led success soar high. I will perform, I will outrank, I will achieve, I will fly high.
I'm backed by the nation's trusted bank.
IMBI in SBI.
SBI, the banker to every Indian.
To change your brand. Grayon, beauty, cosmetic, personal care products.
They've come from the future to change the way we drive.
JK Smart Tyre, buddy.
JK Smart Tyre, the tyre with a brain. The future of driving is here. JK Smart Tyre.
Welcome back. Schoolboard tells us that it's not really going in any one direction. Fortune, though, however, is not a reliable friend, for it can change without warning. For all of you, the scores are as follows. It's Shashank currently leading with a score of 20. And not too far behind is Ayush with a score of 15. Then just 3 points behind him at 12 is Bevaswata. And then is Rohan, who took quite a few negatives in this round, is at 8. Bhavya at -2. And Abhishek at -10. Now, whether who succeeds from here or not is a different matter. But what's really pleasing to see is that there is no dearth in effort. The final push for that final spot in the final, will require indomitable spirit and fearless trait. For your sake, I hope and pray there are no blooper, for it is time to be super. This is the final over. It's called the super. Over 6 questions, all of them on the buzzer. 15 seconds of time per question. Each question, very interestingly, will have 2 answers. Somewhere at the end of the first answer is the beginning of the second answer. So you have to decide where the first answer ends and where the second answer begins. I will give you the number of letters in each of those answers, but even before you begin answering, you have to tell me whether you're playing super or if you're playing safe. If you're playing super, which means you're answering both, and if you get it right, if you get both correct, you get 15 points. But if you're playing super and you get both incorrect, you get -10. And if you get 1 correct, 1 incorrect, you get a +10 and -5, so you're left with 5. And then I move on to somebody else on the buzzer for +5, -5 for the 1 remaining answer. However, you can also play safe, which means you're only giving 1 answer. 10 points if you're correct, -5 if you're wrong. After I've declared whether the answer is correct or incorrect, you can't, and you said that you wanted to play safe, you can't say that, okay, I want to give the other answer. You can't. I won't let you do that. So please don't just speak it out. Once when you've decided that you'd like to play super, you give both. If you've decided you want to play safe, just give 1 and don't give the other. All right, so all 6 of you can hit the buzzer on the same question. If any of the answers are remaining, you can have a go at it. But if your answer has already been taken by somebody before you, you can decide to not answer and I won't give you negatives. No positives, obviously, either. So we'll start 6 questions coming, each with 2 parts. Good luck. Final 6 questions. Here's the first one. Let's split the brand X, whose name is intended to mean fine water, into 2 equal halves, X1 and X2. X2 is the former name of the governing body of all X1 based sports. The leading lady of an upcoming quiz-based film uses a stage name derived from X. It actually used to be, her stage name used to be X itself, but she changed X1 to an awkward spelling to avoid being sued. On the right, first released in 1999, Y, that's on the left in the visual, is used by banks in over 100 countries. It is a business unit of this company on the right, which itself is a subsidiary of a large Pune-founded tech company. On the buzzer is Rohan. Rohan, are you playing super or are you playing safe?
I'll play safe.
X or Y?
I'll play for X.
X is?
Aquafina. Aqua and Fina.
Is correct. It is Aquafina. So that is 10 points there to Rohan. Very well done. Following him on the buzzer is Abhishek. Abhishek, do you want to give Y or you had X also?
Yeah, so X is Aquafina. I'll play whatever safe, right, for 10 points. So Y.
As in, are you giving Y?
Yeah, I'm giving Y first.
Okay,
so
what is Y for +5 -5?
Y is Finacle.
Is correct. That's the answer that I was looking for. This is Aquafina and Finacle. That's the software a lot of our banks used. Was originally created by Edgeverb. Edgeverb is an Infosys company. Infosys founded in Pune and all of that. And of course, the upcoming quiz-based film is Quiz Lady. And the leading lady in that is this actress and singer called Aquafina, who spells her name as AWKWA, right? So which is why I used an awkward spelling instead of, the actual spelling of Aquafina. So that's well done, Rohan, gets you 10 points, and well done, Abhishek, for taking the one that was left for 5 points. So 5 points, Abhishek, 10 points, Rohan. That was question number 1, Aquafina and Finacle. Let's move on to question number 2. In 2018, the American Army announced it would pay Microsoft $22 billion to develop HoloLens to train its troops using the AR system. However, last year, a leaked Microsoft memo showed that the headset is unlikely to be received well. This prompted Wired to question the metaverse ideals, asking, when you are out there shooting, the last thing you want to worry about is who needs the X in the middle of a firefight. X is a 4-word answer. And on the right, founded by IIT Madras alumni duo, Y's ambitious 2023 predictions had a reality check when the government changed its EV policy. It also failed to meet the production-linked incentives parameters since it was founded 10 years ago. Which company whose logo represents a circuit start and stop functions? On the buzzer first is Rohan again. Rohan, super or safe?
Safe.
Safe. X or Y?
Y.
Y.
Ather Energy.
Ather Energy, that is correct. Well done, Rohan. That's 10 points to you. Again, same pattern as last question. Abhishek is next on the buzzer. Abhishek, do you have X? Abhishek, do you have X? You're muted.
No, I had Y. So
okay, no worries. So we'll close it. Does anybody want to take a guess for X? 4 words. So when you're out there shooting, the last thing you want to worry about is who needs the dreaded X from Microsoft in the middle of a firefight. 4-word answer.
Blue screen of death.
That is correct. When you're in the middle of a firefight, you don't want a blue screen of death from Microsoft. That is correct. So this is blue screen of death and Ather Energy. No points for blue screen of death, but 10 points to Rohan for Ather Energy. Absolutely. That's well done to Rohan. 4 questions to go. Let's move on to number 3. A couple of months ago, X, an EV maker from Vietnam, went public on the Nasdaq. That's their logo. And in a blockbuster debut, for a brief while, it was valued twice that of Ford and also of GM. And its name is derived from the local words for the name of the country: style, safety, creativity, and pioneer. Since then, the stock is down 80%, named X. And on the right, what alliterative byproduct of the Industrial Revolution had its name coined by George Foster in 1848? Some historians say Harvey houses in Kansas and Colorado on the Kansas Pacific Railway to cater to its passengers in 1876 were the first Y establishments. 2-word answer for Y. On the buzzer is Rohan again. Rohan, super or safe?
Safe.
Safe. X or Y? Okay, go for it.
Win fast.
Say that again, please.
Win fast.
That is correct. Rohan, that's 10 points. Following you on the buzzer is Shashank. Shashank, do you have Y?
Yes, fast food establishments.
Is correct. This is win fast and fast food. The first ones to give us fast food was Harvey Houses, who would do that for the railroad traffic in the US. That's very well done, Shashank. Whether you picked it after what Rohan left in the scraps or whether you knew it yourself, you can keep that secret with yourself this time, and you don't have to unveil it. That's well done. So 5 points, Shashank, and 10 points to Rohan, who's played 3 safes, 3 in a row. Okay, with 3 more questions to go. Here's question number 4. What's left behind after pyrolysis? And I've given you a visual for that. An old-fashioned term for a part-time cleaner, and an alternative name for tea in Britain, and a series of French tanks prior to the World Wars. All of them have the name X. And on the right, since 2016, this person has been the CEO of Y, a $51 billion endowment fund, founded in 1974, the largest of its kind in the world, the Y Management Company. On the buzzer is Shashank. It's time for a change.
Safe.
Shashank, super or safe? Safe. X or Y?
X.
Is?
Suit. S-O-O-T.
Is incorrect, Shashank. So that's a -5. Question goes to Abhishek. Super or safe?
Yeah, I'll play safe for second on Y.
Play safe for Y.
Yeah. So I'm guessing this is Stanford.
Stanford. I'm afraid that is incorrect, Abhishek. You picked the wrong one, Abhishek. So that's a -5 to you. Shashank, that's a -5 to you. Abhishek, do you want to now pick the correct one? Not for points.
Yeah, Harvard.
Harvard. So if
This
that
is-
is Harvard, the one on the left is Char, not suit.
Yeah.
Right? So Char and Harvard is what I was looking for. -5 Shashank, -5 Abhishek. So Harvard Management Company, a $51 billion endowment fund, and that was their CEO, N.P. Narvekar, also known as Nor Narvekar. 2 questions to go. Here's question number 5. X launched this mascot when it was acquired by its current parent in 2019. In its ads, the mascot keeps getting destroyed to keep with the theme of the app, designed to be deleted. Their earliest mascot was actually a tuxedo-donning Cupid. So that's for 5 letters. On the right, he invented steam-powered percussion rock drill leading to the birth of an American engineering giant Y that has been in India for over 100 years. On the buzzer, we've resumed normal action with Rohan going first. Rohan, super or safe?
Safe.
Safe. X or Y?
Y.
Y is?
Ingersoll Rand.
Is correct. It is Ingersoll Rand. So that's 10 points to Rohan. And on the buzzer after him is Ayush. Ayush, do you want X or did you also have Y?
X.
X is?
Hinge.
Is correct. Hinge and Ingersoll Rand, that's their mascot. That's very well done. Ayush gets 5 points to you, and well done, Rohan. Full set this time, 10 points to you, Rohan. So this is, of course, Hinge and Ingersoll Rand, and this question is powered by our partner, Grey On. Full 15 points on a question powered by our partner. Now, for the final question, here it is on your screen now. A traditional Japanese New Year delicacy made with rice that you see in the visual, and a Bengaluru-based brand that uses a cobbler's anvil as its logo, both share the name X. And on the right, driven by geopolitical tensions, trade wars, and tariffs, Y is a 3-word diversification strategy adopted by multinational corporations to explore manufacturing products outside Y1. Y1 is the first. Beneficiaries of this, or Y2, Y3s, second word, third word, in this strategy include other promising developing countries such as India, Bangladesh, Thailand, and Vietnam. I'll keep it open for 5 seconds. All right. On the buzzer is Shashank.
I'll play safe for X.
And you will say?
Mochi.
Spell it.
Mochi.
That is correct. That's 10 points, Shashank. And goes to Bebaswata. Do you have Y or did you have X also?
I also had X.
Okay. All right. So we'll close this. There's nobody else. Does anybody want to take a guess at the final answer? What's left?
China plus one. China plus one.
Is correct. That is indeed correct. That's mochi or mochi if you're talking about the dish. And mochi is the Indian brand and China plus one. So that completes the set with 10 points to Shashank on that last answer. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of day's play. Stirred by zeal, they infused Cerebration with vigor. But who made the improbable possible? Was it the winner of 2021 or was it the winner of 2022? Or has 2023 continued to bring up new names in the Cerebration sorting hat on the other side of this break? Stay tuned.
It's time to break free. Break away from the routine. To the greens. And get lost in the world within. To steer through, to stop. Start again. Go forth. Shed your inhibitions and just let it all go. With JK Tyre's Ranger 80, made of tough, made for adventure. For the ones who are wild at heart. JK Tyre, total control.
I am the blue of the limitless sky. I am the inspiration that lets success soar high. I will perform, I will outrank, I will achieve, I will fly high. I am the I in SBI. I am the I in SBI.
I'm backed by the nation's trusted bank.
I am the I in SBI.
SBI, the banker to every Indian.
It's time to change your brand. Grayon, beauty, cosmetic, personal care products.
Welcome back. Historically, writers about Delhi have earned their bread writing about the chaos that makes Delhi so enchanting. As the famous line goes, "Ye sheher nahi mehfil hai," the Delhi final was indeed a spectacle we gathered for. Were gifted graciously. Incrementing each passing year, he has offered himself an opportunity to continue on that path. He sailed, then he slumped, and then he soared to summit Delhi in a manner spectacular. Scaling again, just like last year, an unstoppable force at Delhi, planting his return at the national final. He was bothered, albeit briefly. Then he played safe repeatedly over and over, which was in a manner that was emblematic of it being a super over. A superb finish to end this quiz. Our winner from Delhi is Rohan Khanna from Barclays with a score of 48 points. Congratulations, Rohan. He started fourth after the penultimate round and he finished first to qualify yet again in the national final. Well, that is that. Delhi always deploys its best. So just being here in attendance, the rest of you, is a mighty proud achievement. And I hope when you come back for future editions of Cerebration, for which I would like to invite you already, you remember feeling this feeling of coming so near, yet being so far. And finally, hat tip to our viewers and partners, presenting partner JK Tyre. It's brought to you in association with BSE Associate Partners, SBI, and Purple Pen by Luxor Group, and TV partner News X. Well, the last 1 hour or so was quite a handful. So we'll relish it and let it settle in until next week. From the team at the Hindu Business Line Celebration Corporate Quiz 2023, it's goodbye for now.